Thanks for freeing me.
Yes, no
boss.
problem, Balls.
So what now?
Well, we have to take him back to the center of this world and lock him up.
How do you know that will end this?
Because we've had to deal with this before. Greetings, travelers. I'm your host, the C-Dot that knows a lot, Dr. Waluigi. As a kid, one of my earliest memories was watching the 1990s Spider-Man cartoon. While I did watch other superhero-related TV shows, I always loved Spider-Man. While I don't own a lot of the comics, I still rewatch the cartoon and anything else related to the character. Which leads me into one of the games that I had and was able to find again after many years. Released on the Game Boy Color, Spider-Man 2: The Sinister Six. The game was developed by Taurus Games and published by Activision. It's based on the Marvel Comics character Spider-Man. It was a sequel to the Game Boy game, which was a spin-off of the original game on the PlayStation. Many people consider the PlayStation version and its sequel to be one of the better games based on a comic book property. If you want to know more about the PlayStation games, check out Cat Icarus's and Fiction Addiction's video for more information. The game follows Spider-Man as he runs around New York looking for his Aunt May, who was kidnapped by his most fearsome foes, the Sinister Six. Can he find her in time, or will he succumb to the power brought down by his most powerful archenemies? Being on the Game Boy Color, the game still looks just as good as any other game that had come out at the time. True, the game does look closer to something like the Super Nintendo, which was the previous console generation, but considering at the time this was one of the only ways to play games outside of your home, it doesn't look terrible, with each level being a good representation of the popular areas of New York City, such as Coney Island, Central Park, and Madison Square Garden, while still looking close to the comics of the late 90s with a little bit of inspiration from the cartoon that was made at the time. The gameplay works like this. Using the D-pad, you can move Spider-Man left to right, and you can climb around on the walls of the different areas in the building. The A button has Spider-Man jump around, and pressing the A button twice will cause him to swing with your webs. The B button allows Spider-Man to punch and kick. Pressing both the A and B button sends out a small web, which will ensnare all of the enemies that Spider-Man will face. Each stage is divided into 3 parts, with the final part facing off against one of the Sinister Six. 6, in the order you face them, include Mysterio, Sandman, Vulture, Scorpion, Kraven the Hunter, and Dr. Octopus. Most of the bosses are pretty easy, all things considered, but there are 2 that stood out to me in a bad way. In the fight with the Sandman, he uses his arms to create pillars of sand to hit you, and they are impossible to dodge. So 9 times out of 10, I always get hit and ended up losing to him because I couldn't dodge his attacks. The other fight was with Scorpion. At least the way I did it, most of the fight is like Sandman's, where it's all about the timing, as the attacks are mostly with his tail, which leads to a lot of bad timing. Other than those 2 fights, the game is still pretty enjoyable if you're looking for a good place to play. Overall, I think that this game is still fun to play if you want to kill an afternoon. It's not that rare or sought after, and it does have a fun challenge if you want to get into the good Spider-Man games, especially if you've played the recent PS4 and 5 game by Insomniac. I give this game an 8 out of 10. Other than the graphics and the boss fights being weak, it still has a great feeling of playing as everybody's friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Well, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Waluigi, and remember, don't judge a book by its cover, because you'll never know what's inside. Good night, everyone.
What do you mean you've had to deal with this before?
Well, that involves a long and quite complicated history. A long time ago, there was a great civil war between all of the reviewer clans to gain the most powerful relic left by the first ones, the Crown of Ralker. Many reviewers lost their lives to the crown, and in the end, it was lost to time. However, there was one man who was able to find it and brought us together. Sadly, he was too ambitious with his plans and ended up creating chaos in the reviewerverse. It took the original members of the Reviewer Council to defeat him. It was decided to split his powers into several pieces that were sent to several different locations. The strange thing was that these pieces morphed into different movie and television characters.
Are you saying that?
Yes, Freddy is one of those characters, which means someone is trying to release those pieces and bring him back.